everybody. Welcome back to the couch, and welcome back to Face Value. And today we're going to be talking about 607 from New York. I'm very excited about this one, so let's just hit the bearded waltz by your stoolie, and we'll get right into it. So today, this is probably one of the most exciting companies I've had to talk about. I'm going to go a little off script here from the normal. This is 607 out of upstate New York. And instead of reading off the Etsy page, just kind of what the bio says, I'm going to get into more of how I personally found out about the company and my experience with getting to know Will, getting to know some of the other people associated with 607, and just my experience with the company overall. So it started off with me being on Instagram, and I'm new to that platform, not a clue still, to be honest, how it works in full. A lot of people do lives on there, and at the time, I had never checked out a live, and for whatever reason, somebody else I had followed had popped up as doing a live, and I just so happened, I was bored that day, I clicked on it, and in that live was Will from 607, who I heard him speak in that live, and the way he thought about things, and the sort of advice that he gave. And I thought it was just really good, awesome sound advice. And I'd reached out to him after the fact and told him, hey, thanks for that advice. It was something to do with content creation and YouTube reviews. And I just reached out and thanked him for the advice that he gave. And we just kind of started talking about beard care and just kind of passion. And Will spoke about his passion for making beard care products in such a way that I have heard nobody else speak that way about this particular craft. And in that moment, that's when I knew I gotta check this guy's stuff out. There is no way that this stuff is not top shelf quality based upon the way he speaks about doing what he does, the way he speaks about making products, the way he speaks about developing scents, all of it. And from there, I've ended up being on a couple of Instagram lives with Will from 607 and one of the main affiliates, Beard of the North, who, if you've not checked his stuff out, please do. He is one of the funniest people on a live on the face of the planet. Go follow Beard of the North on Instagram as well. Go follow Will. That metal guy, Steven, he is also associated with the company. And these are people that I've grown to become friends with. And outside of just these products themselves, I've made some great friends through this. And I'm really grateful for that experience more so than any other part of this. The beard care products and the aspects of that are fantastic, but in doing so, I've made some really great friends with some really great people. You're not going to find anybody else who is as passionate about beard care as Will from 607. Steven, he works harder than most, if not any, content creator to do craft beer reviews, beard care reviews, videos on mental health, and more. It's just a really great channel. Please go check him out. Follow him on Instagram. And Beard of the North gives just honest, almost sort of stoic reviews that I love. And he's one of the funniest people on the face of the planet. Through doing this and finding these people, I'm very thankful to have made friends through this as well. And also get to try some great products. One thing that's going to make 607 stand out from a lot of other beard care companies is this is not a big batch company. Everything is made to order. Now, it says on the website even about the products being made to order. It will take up to 10 days for the order to ship because everything is made to order. Now, I know for some people that's too long. I know if you're running low on a product, this is not going to be the company for you if you need that product right then. But there is a difference of, say, going to a fast food restaurant for food and then going to a nice restaurant where everything is made to order. Sure, both have their place, but in terms of quality alone, that made-to-order food that you get hot and fresh on your table is just going to taste better than what you got from the drive-thru that's set under a heat lamp for God knows how long. Same with beard care products. A lot of these companies, they make big batches that you don't know how long have sat on a shelf. This is made to order. I think no more than 4 bottles at a time. And there is a difference. You will notice a difference not only in the freshness, but also Will's Carrier Blend. I'm only going to be talking about the mainline oil today because these are so dense products to talk about. There's so much to say about them that I'm going to do one product at a time. He has recently started the Evolution Blend. I'm only going to be talking about the mainline blend. And as a matter of fact, if you were new to trying 607, for reasons that I will cover in my Evolution review that I'm still kind of testing, I will recommend that you try the mainline blend first. I know that there is that sort of condition with beardsmen where they look at a beard care company and whatever product they have out right then, whatever the newest blend they have, that's what they typically go for. In this scenario, I will recommend trying his mainline blend oil. Now, before I get into more details, I will say it's $17.99 for a 1 ounce oil, and that sounds like market average, but it's actually cheap for what you're getting. And what you're getting in that bottle is going to be black seed oil, which contains thymoquinone, which I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of that, which is an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory, linoleic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid that helps lock in moisture and helps with skin cell regeneration, softens skin and hair. Oleic acid, which is an omega-9 fatty acid. It absorbs well and helps lock in moisture, making hair and skin soft, and has anti-inflammatory properties. Palmitic acid, which is an omega-6 fatty acid that locks in moisture and is an antibacterial that also helps bind other ingredients. Then you have moringa seed oil, which is rich in oleic acid and omega-3 fatty acids for anti-inflammatory and moisture retention. It also contains zinc, which aids in keratin production to strengthen hair. Benic acid, if I'm mispronouncing any of this, which I'm probably mispronouncing most of it, it's good for comedy. Benic acid is a long-chain fatty acid that conditions and softens and is also a UV protectant. And it has amino acids to help repair hair. Then you have pomegranate seed oil, which is a punic acid, which is an omega-5 fatty acid similar to the linoleic acid, and stearic acids, which helps hydrate and soften. It's an anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and antioxidant, and increases blood flow to help improve hair quality and strength. Then you have kiwi seed oil, which is rich in vitamins E, C, omega-3 fatty acids, which are 60% alpha-linoleic acids and 10% omega-6, moisturizes and helps with collagen reproduction. Then you have sea buckthorn oil, which is palmitoleic acid, which is a compound of skin lipids which stimulates the regenerative process. through omega-7 fatty acids and does all the anti stuff like anti-inflammatory, bacterial, oxidant, all that good stuff. And it helps with skin elasticity and hair cell regeneration. And then you have meadow foam seed oil, which coats the hair to lock in moisture and other oils and soothes damage from both hair and skin through emollients. Now, that's not your typical carrier blend, which makes this bottle of oil cheaper for what you're getting than most oils out there. For me personally, anyway. Viscosity wise, it's a medium to kind of a sort of thinner oil here. Let me just show you that. There's that sort of pour there. And the feel in beard here is like nothing else I have ever tried. In terms of, it was a borderline religious experience the first time I put this stuff in my beard. I couldn't believe what was happening. It was one of those that made me wonder if this was legal. It was honestly kind of made me think. One thing I said to Will when I tried this was, it kind of made me feel like this came out of a different dropper, if you know what I'm saying, psychedelic speaking. It's such a good experience. The moment it hits your skin, you know something is happening. This is one of those products that the moment you put this in your hand before it's even in beard and you're kind of heating it up, you know this is something completely different. Because of that carrier blend, that black seed and kiwi especially make this just a great product that makes both my skin and hair feel stupid soft, stupid nourished. It's one of those that it's like you've got a bowl of water that you're keeping below your chin all day, and you've got your beard dipped in this bowl of water that you're carrying around all day. At work, I've not had another oil work better than this at work. No matter what oil I try, it feels not that great after I have it up for 13 hours in that environment with the heat, with the grease in the air, keeping it up with that net sort of rubbing it off. The first time I wore this at work, typically I use a little more oil than I do on a off day just to kind of give it a little bit of extra protection. And I used the normal amount for a work day the first time I tried this oil at work, and I noticed that when I took my beard down for once, that is the only time that I'd not had an oil completely absorb and dry out. There was still just a little bit from when I used too much on the beard. Once I dialed that down by like 15%, it worked just as good. It all absorbed. It's just I wasn't expecting to have to use less than my normal amount on a work day due to that harsh environment. I will get into the scents here in a second, but another thing that I really want to talk about is a great aspect of beard care is finding not just one company, but multiple companies that work well for you together. And what I have found is a great way to use this oil in your rotation is the day before you use this, you're going to wake up, you're going to wash and condition, then you're going to use some oil from Jolly Old Fat Man, which I've not talked about yet. I'm currently trying all 6 of his blends, which is taking a while to go through those. So you're going to use your favorite blend from Jolly Old Fat Man, use Bam's Hybrid, and then at night, this is a trick that Will taught me, just use a little bit of more oil, not as much as you would use during the day, just enough to kind of get a little bit more on that skin and hair, and then used the Dirty Snow, which is Jolly Old Fat Man's butter, and then you're going to wake up, have a rinse day, put some of this oil in, and put the smooth poured butter from 607, which I'm not going to cover in detail in this video. and then at night a little more oil, and then his whipped butter. And man, that is the best my beard has felt since I've started trying beard care products. Is those two together, using those products like that. I've not had an experience like that. This oil is so good. This has become one of my favorite oils out there, if not my favorite oil personally. It just, the moment it hits your skin, you don't even know what's happening. It doesn't feel real or like it should even be legal. Like my pupils dilated the moment this sort of hit my beard. Scent wise, I have two different scents, and I'm gonna get into this one first. So the first scent I have is Bearded Raven. Now, Bearded Raven is a scent that was made by a company that, if I'm getting this story right, was called Raven Beard Co. And they had a scent called Poe. Now, unfortunately, Raven Beard Co. closed their doors, and Will really loved that scent, so he reached out to the company owner and asked him if he could buy that scent just to keep that scent alive and going. And he ended up purchasing that scent from the gentleman, and that's what the Bearded Raven is. And it's a very dark scent of mahogany, teakwood, cognac, leather, and cedar. Now, I waited to show off these bottles because Will's not one to pay a lot of money for advertising or flashy bottles. It's all about this product, about how it just works. But I think, especially in the case of the Bearded Raven, this dark blue bottle really captures the sort of vibe of this scent in particular. Now, in bottle, you get mostly that leather with a little bit of that cedar kind of creeping in, and it's a darker leather. I'm not a leather aficionado, so I am not the best judge of character on leather. It was never really my thing. And in bottle, it's mostly leather is all I got. And when I first opened this up, it was another one of those that I really did not think I was going to like. But once it got in beard, it's mahogany, teakwood, cognac, leather, and cedar. That cognac is a very interesting one that you don't really see a lot of anywhere else. And that starts to sort of come through. And when that comes through to kind of sweeten it up a little bit, and you get that mahogany as well, that's when this scent really comes to life. It starts to happen, I believe it's about 15 to 30 minutes in, and you kind of just get the leather creeping through after that. Occasionally it gets to be a little too much, and that's when that cognac and cedar sort of work together to cut that. His scents are strong. Very, very strong. They will last you all day. As a matter of fact, this is one of those that I can even smell the next day. This will stick with you. This is a good, dark, sort of romantic date night scent. I don't know if it's my favorite because I'm just not a huge leather guy, but I do like it, and it does have a sort of mood to it. One thing that Will is big on is when you smell something, he wants it to kind of bring back a memory or create an experience. He's not all about just having a bottle that smells like one ingredient. He's big on blends over profiles. Profiles is pretty much what you read on the bottle is what you're going to get. Blends are when all those ingredients start to come together to make something new. And for the most part, this does. When you get those individual ingredients, it's just kind of sort of keeping those other ones at bay. This is a great dark date night scent, sort of cologne scent for me. It's not something that I would wear daily, just because I think it would get to be a little too much for me. But one that I've really been loving, and I've actually used most of this bottle, is Top of the Morning to You, which is French roasted vanilla Irish cream coffee. Now, this one, in bottle and out of bottle, there's not a whole lot of change other than, as strange as this is going to sound, once you get it in beard, it just sort of widens up. Like, in bottle, it's very narrow, but in beard, it's more wide, but it's the same smell. Honestly, it comes out to be almost like caramel. You do get a little bit of that coffee and that cream, definitely, and I think the vanilla binding those two together gives it a kind of darker caramel scent. I love this one. And sweet coffee I'm not super huge on, but the way this one is blended with that French roasted coffee, it just works really well. I love this scent. There's another coffee scent from him that when I get to the butter portion of this, I have a butter that I will talk about, and that also has a story associated with it. Like I said, one thing, if you talk to Will about his scents, he's always going to have a story behind them. It's super cool. It's just different than your normal sort of beard care because of that level of passion he has. He doesn't want to really release a scent that is just a scent. He wants that to sort of bring back that memory or create that experience, which is what I love about scents personally as well. And I am a fan of both of these scents. I think Top of the Morning to You, if you can see the usage here, this bottle is a little under half empty, and Bearded Raven is about a quarter of the way empty. So that shows you how much I like one versus the other. If you've not tried 607, I highly recommend that you go check out this mainline oil. The Evolution I'll get into a little more, but this mainline oil, what you're getting in terms of ingredients, what you're getting in bottle, it's unbeatable. He does have an unscented, if none of these scents look appealing to you. His scents are a little more darker, so if you're not a dark scent fan, maybe go the unscented. I think most of his scents, oddly, like I said, fit this sort of dark blue aesthetic, and I know it's kind of strange that I sort of associate those scents with colors, but it's just kind of what triggers my brain. For the price, what you're getting, as long as you're willing to wait a little bit longer, and I know most people out there, especially if you're watching this, you have at least a dozen bottles of oil, so you're not low on product. I absolutely recommend that you check out 607. Order this. It is worth the wait. It's an experience like nothing else. This is not somebody who's just making stuff for money, who's just throwing stuff in the bottle and getting this out there. This is somebody who this is just his passion, and it shows in the product. If you've tried 607, please let me know what scents you like, what your experience was. I would love to hear that. And until next time, everybody, take care.